mean, the fun part for me actually is when I show people my products and they're like, oh, what did you use to make it? And I'm like, your car tires. And they're like, huh? Your car tires? Yes. First of all, we are a pioneer waste tire recycling company. Nobody is doing what we're doing right now in Africa. I mean, we have some people in other countries crushing, but to then manufacture products from there, we are the first of its kind doing that in Nigeria as well as in Africa. From inception to date, we've recycled over 300,000 tires. At the moment, we have over 400,000 tires collected on site waiting to be recycled. And our goal is to recycle as much as 5 million tires annually, which is part of the reasons why we scaled up. And from our calculation and our research, we've been successful in saving as much as 220,000 metric tons of CO2 emission. It was born out of a desire to be part of change. Waste management is a big issue, a big menace in Nigeria, majorly because of either infrastructural problems or our population. So it was just a necessity to say, okay, instead of having these tires sitting in landfills, in dump sites, and over time having to burn them to make room for more and more tires. And we know that these tires are non-biodegradable. They can sit in your landfills and dump site for years. So that was where it started from, just to see how it can be converted to something else that is of value. Okay, so I call it the journey of a tire. In case you're wondering what happens to your tire when you change them and they're just sitting somewhere. So when they get to our factory, the typical process starts with checking of the tires, and then it goes to the ring extractor where the metal ring in the tire is extracted, is removed. And then we proceed to chop up the tires, after which it goes up the conveyor belt into the shredder. The shredder further breaks it down. From the shredder, it then passes on to the crusher. It is further broken down into smaller components. And through this process as well, the metal chips in the tires are extracted. And then we then process them into different chrome rubber sizes. At the moment, we work with 3 different chrome rubber sizes. We have the powder, the 3mm to 5mm, and then we have the 5mm to 8mm chrome rubber size. And then it moves to the manufacturing side of our business. On our manufacturing floor, we have the towel making line, where the chrome rubber can be used to produce products like the 350 by 350 tortoiseshell towel, or the 500 by 500 plain towels, or the zigzag pavers and the dog bone pavers. So typically in Nigeria, in public schools, you do not have playgrounds, like a safe space for children to play. So we launched a playground initiative through our foundation last year, where we then started providing playgrounds to identified schools in our local community. It brings us so much joy when we see the kids out there, they're playing. There's a sense of comfort knowing that if they fall, there won't be scratches or any serious injuries because they are playing, in a safe space. My concerns are mostly around climate issues. Things are different, things are changing. The weather is not as it used to be. The quality of life as well, unfortunately, is being impacted by this. I mean, you can be in denial for now, but eventually would see it for and say it for what it really is. I think that's the part that I'm most concerned about, and why we're doing what we can to be an agent of change. Tire recycling is expensive. I think it will benefit immensely from the government support. It's not something that the private sector can do alone. The government needs to get involved, the large corporate, the tire manufacturers. in the circular economy, when you're manufacturing something, you should have a plan for what happens to the end of life cycle of whatever you're manufacturing, which is where the producer responsibility comes in. So this is like a call to action to manufacturers such as Michelin, Dunlop, Bridgestone. You need to work with recyclers who are working in this space. I mean, this is a problem that you're creating. What's most important is what are you doing to be part of the solution?